started. Today we're talking about multiplying a monomial by a binomial. Now, in your exams or in your tests when you write, the instruction will always look like this. Simplify. This is what I would say: simplify the following. Simplify the following. Now, I always tell my kids, because I also teach at a school, whenever you see the word simplify, what simplify actually means is they've given you brackets. They've given you brackets, and you need to take them away. So simplify means take away the brackets. Take away the brackets. And how do we take away the brackets? We multiply anything that's inside the bracket. So whatever's sitting in the bracket needs to be multiplied with whatever is outside, immediately outside. It can either be at the beginning or at the end. It won't make a difference. So if something is sitting over here, we multiply it with whatever's inside, and whatever's sitting over here, we multiply it with whatever's inside. So that is the idea behind simplify. Simplify means take away the brackets. How do we take away the brackets? We multiply. Those are the two things we're going to try and take away from today's lesson. Simplify means take away the brackets. How do we take away the brackets? We multiply anything outside the bracket into the bracket. Hello, Mpho. Awesome to have you with us. All right. So we're going to learn two different methods of doing this, which they both make excellent sense. So we can use the box method, or we can use the claw method. My claw method is actually called the top copy. So we're going to be doing this whichever way you find easy. But we're going to teach you guys both either way. Oh, because I'm teaching. Teacher Simone, do you want to just give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear me perfectly and if I'm glitching on your side? Can you hear me? All right. I see your head nod. Hello, Dwayne. I see you there. No worries. Okay, so if we have 3 multiplied by x plus 5, expand would also mean simplify. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the number on the outside, the 3, to multiply it into the bracket. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to look at 3 times x, which will give us 3x. And then I'm going to have 3 times 5, which will equal 15. Now, I want you guys to take note of the fact that this positive over here in the middle belongs to the 5. All right, and I think I may have a problem on my side. My Wi-Fi connection is stable though, so I'm not 100% sure what's happening. Okay, all right. Teacher Simone, I'm just quickly going to jump off, and I'm going to jump straight back in. Within 3 seconds, I'll be back in 3 seconds just to see if this will solve the problem.
No problem.
Awesome.
Sorry about that, guys. We will continue with the lesson soon. Hang in.
Before I continue, could I please just ask everybody who was saying, ma'am, you're glitching. Can you please give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me now? Can everybody, in fact, everybody, can you hear me clearly? Okay, Suguyo says yes, Vuchu says yes, Andiso says yes. Right, I'm seeing all those thumbs up. I see you guys. Excellent. Okay, awesome stuff. Sibane, can you hear me? You can give me a nod because your camera is on and I'm able to see you. Can you hear me? Okay, excellent. Vukile, I hope that hand means that you can hear me because I see that it's up. Awesome. All right. Okay. Let's get the show on the road. All right. So we're going to be multiplying into our brackets, guys. So I'm going to get 3 times x and 3 times positive 5. And that's also a very important component because that number, that sign in the middle isn't always going to be a positive. Okay. So there is a chance that we may not be able to hear what's, we may not be able to get that plus in the middle. We'll get a negative. And then we just need to multiply with the negative, a positive with a negative, or a negative with a negative, depending on what we give us. All right, so if I get 3 times x, I'm going to get 3x, and 3 times positive 5 will give us positive 15. And that's how we end up with the answer that we have. So let's look at the following examples here. Okay, starting with that very first one that I was just talking about. It says here, expand the following expressions. In your test year exam, it will say something. I'm going to let you guys know now, after 5 o'clock, some of my English at time runs out. So if my English is 100%, stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Yes, it's Suku. Do you want to unmute for me? All right. While Suku is figuring out how to unmute, we're going to continue with this question. Remember, guys, if you guys would like to attempt any of these questions for me, I'm happy for you to put your hand up just so we can get that. Okay, Suku's put an answer in the chat. Hello, Suku. All right. So we're going to use the claw method for this. We're going to start by going -4 times x, which is 100% correct. This is -4x. We're just going to multiply those two. And then what I'm going to get here is -4 times -4. Now, I know many of you will already tell me a negative and a negative is going to give us a positive. 4 times 4 is going to give us 16. So we need to remember, like we said, the signs are not always going to look good. All right. So our answer here is -4 plus 16. If you wrote -4 minus 16, check what happened there. If you wrote -4 minus 4, check what happened. Okay, you need to make sure that you're doing one after the other, and you still don't make a mistake. The test has also even forgotten the negative that's in the front. So we need to make sure, guys, that we're not skipping any of the questions or any of the steps within the question. All right, Ziketa, would you like to do number 2 with me? Let's see if you can do number 2 for me and we can work through it. Okay, are you ready?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, my sweetie. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
And would you like to help me with number 2?
Yes.
All right.
So,
Yeah. What's 3x times 2?
I can't hear you properly.
3x times 2x. What are we going to get?
6x minus.
Okay, I agree with the 6x part. The 6 part. It's the x part that is not 100%. Right. Remember when we are multiplying, okay, so we need to do the signs, then the numbers, and then the variables. So what you've done for me right now is the signs and the numbers. But look at the variables that I've got. I've got x times x. What is x times x going to give us?
X squared.
Good, yes, x squared. So the answer I could actually get here is 6x
squared.
Good, excellent. Now do the same thing for me with 3x and -4x. What are we going to get?
It's gonna be minus 12 x squared.
Beautiful. Wow. Excellent stuff. I couldn't have said it better myself. Well done. Okay, so that's exactly what I was looking for. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well done. All right. I know one of you guys are going to get the correct answer. I see it. Very well done, Zichete. But you guys will also notice at this moment, because we're just reviewing, right? We could easily just go 3x and 3x multiplied by 2x and 4x. But you also have the option of doing bodmas. Because if I look at what's inside my brackets, who can tell me x and -4? What are we called them? Anybody remember? Put the answer in the chat for me. Does anybody remember what we call those? And 2 things already have, both of my terms have as a variable. Anybody remember? I can tell you guys now, I've looked at teachers' have notes, and you guys did discuss the other thing. There we go. That's it, Sukuyen Pando. They are live. terms. They're like terms. So what we easily could have done was we could have done the operation on the inside of the brackets first, and then multiplied them together. So we could have written this as 3x on the outside multiplied by, and then I've got 2x minus 4x, which would have given us negative x. So that's all I'm doing is I'm multiplying one number by one. Okay. That's going to give me 3x times negative 2x would have given me negative 6x squared. And I'm going to hear people say, but teacher, but that doesn't look like what's happening on the right hand side. I mean, on the left hand side. That's not the answer you gave us over there. But if I look at it on the side as well, 6x squared and negative 12x squared are also like this, because they both have x squared. So what I can do is I can add them, or I can subtract them in this case. So 6x squared minus 12x squared would give me negative 6x squared. And that's how we would get to the same answer for both of them. Okay. All right. Okay, when they say we can't see the top, I need a little bit of an explanation. Okay. Maybe Wi-Fi guys, I know that these days with load shedding, things do get a little bit tricky. So I hope you guys will just bear with me. Okay. The top. If you're saying the top, do you mean this part over here? Because you're technically not supposed to see that. All right. Now comes a little bit more of a difficult one. I'm just going to move it down a little. And this one, do you want to help me with this one over here? Let's talk about this next one.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, let's talk about this one.
Pardon?
Start with the first one. Start with
Okay,
the first one. What are we going to
Okay,
get?
I said the first answer, I said 7xy to the power 2 times 2x to the power 2y, and I got 14x to the power 3 and y to the power 4.
Beautiful. I don't know why
And
the power of 4 though.
And then I said 7xy to the power 2 multiplied by 4xy, and then I got 28x to the power 2 and y to the power 3.
Okay.
And then I said 14 minus 28. I'm not sure about that though.
All right. Let's talk about that for a second. Okay. I agree with you with the 14 to the power of 3. What was your y to the power of?
Pardon?
What is the y? In the 14 part, x to the power of 3 and y to the power of?
4.
Why
Y to the
4?
power
And
of
so there's
3.
a y squared here
Y
and
to
a
the
y.
power of 3.
Y to the power of 3. Good. Okay. You need to catch yourself before you get there. All right. And then I'm going to get negative 4. This is why I'm saying be very careful with that sign in the front. I need to get, I've got a positive 7 and then negative 4. So be very
gives
careful
me a
with
negative.
that. Negative 28. The other part, I don't have any issues with.
Ma'am?
Yeah. Was that a question or were you just saying ma'am?
Ma'am, I was asked, I couldn't hear what you said, ma'am.
Okay, I'm saying the rest of the question I didn't have a problem with. And so can we add these two things? Can I take 14x cubed y cubed and negative 28x squared y cubed? Can we add them together? The rest of you guys can answer the question in the chat for me. Can we add them together?
No, ma'am. I don't know, ma'am.
Why? Okay, the answer is no, and I agree with you. The answer is no. But why
Yes.
can we not add them together? Haven't.
Oh, ma'am, because it's not the same.
Where is it not the same? There's an x, there's a y. What's the problem here? We must add.
Here there's 14x to the power of 3, and then the other one is 28x to the power 2.
Beautiful.
And then it's y to the power 4, and then it's y to the power 3.
Okay. Not y to the power of 4. You need to correct that mistake. It should still be y to the power of 3 here. but you're correct.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
not like they're not like terms because the one is x cubed and the other is x squared. Remember, guys, like terms need to be identical. But and this one, lovely for trying. Very, very well
Thank
done.
you,
I'm
ma'am.
getting
Thank
to
you.
the root of it. Well done. All right. I'm glad that you guys are with me in terms of like terms and whether we can add them or not. Make sure, guys, remember, like terms, the variables need to be identical. So if there's an x to the power of 4, in the other term, there must be an x to the power of 4. If there's a y to the power of 52, if the other term has a y to the power of 51, not like terms. They must look 100% the same. I see somebody saying, can I please do the next sum? I'm going to need you to raise your hand for me, please, my sweetie, so that we can unmute you. Okay, don't worry if you want to do the next sum. We have many of them coming up. All right, Nsuku, are you ready? Sikuya and already don't put your hands down. I have many questions for you guys. Hi, Nsuku, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm excellent. All right, let's do number 5. I think it's number 5. All right, let's do this next one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, tell me what we're going to get.
So negative 5b times positive 2a squared is going to be it's going to be negative 10a squared b
Beautiful.
plus 20
Nsuku, where did you get that plus from?
because a negative times a negative equals positive.
I would give you a high five and a lollipop if you're sitting in my car. Good. Positive.
And then
Continue with the sum.
Then after that, it's 5 times 4, which equals 20 AB.
Good. Ah, you rock star, you. Well done. Amazing stuff.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent. Oh, Nsuku, I didn't even have to. He did my job for me. I feel like he's trying to steal my job. I don't know. Just a little bit. All right. Very well done. Very, very well done. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys to give me a number in the class out of 10. Okay. Just to see how comfortable you guys are with your computer. Okay. 1 being, ma'am, you. I don't even know what you're doing. And 10 being, I got you, ma'am. I get it. I'm with you. Got you. Tell me, give me a number out of 10 in the chat. How are we doing? The fellows at an 8. Okay, I'm seeing 8 and 9s and 10s. I see 1 7. Bonga, I need to turn that 7 into an 8 or a 9 or a 10. Okay. No wheels at an 11. No, Lutando says, is it wrong if I said negative 10b squared? No, Lutando, it's not wrong at all. It's just mathematical convention dictates that we write it like the alphabet, like a b squared or e squared b. Even if you write b times e squared, it doesn't matter. Multiplication is commutative. It doesn't matter which one comes. Okay. You can write b a. Nobody will mark you down. They'll, like your teachers, your maths teachers OCD will probably kick in because they'll be like, who writes B before A? But nah, you'll be 100% fine. All right, I'm seeing quite a lot of 10s, and I'm happy with that. For those of you who are still at like a 6 or an 8, just let me know if there's still a question or if you just feel that you need some more practice. Put that in the chat because we do get a quiz, and your quiz is going to go through the stuff again and again until you. All right. Now we're going to look at something else. We're going to be looking at the binomial times the binomial. All right. Olrechi says, ma'am, I have a question about the previous equation. Okay, this is not an equation, it's an expression, but you can pop your question in the chat for Olrechi if you want to. Please use your hand to put the your reactions to put your hand up so we can unmute you and you can ask your question. Okay. All right, Chloe and Sikuye, I'm gonna ask you guys to answer some of these questions for me. But in the meantime, we're going to continue. Okay, what's up? Hello. You are unmuted. You may need to check your mic settings because we cannot hear you. So for the sake of time, I'm going to ask you to put your question in the chat for me. Okay. Just quickly type it out because your audio is still giving us a bit of cover, and we're going to continue quickly. Okay. All right. So when we get to binomials times binomial, which means terms times two terms, we're going to do two different things. Okay. Your teacher will have probably taught you something like this. First, outer, inner, last. Okay, and Supriya would like to ask a question. All right, Supriya, what's up?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, my sweetie, what's up?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask if are we going to have a boot camp for the mid-year examinations, or are we only getting boot camps on November examinations?
There is a boot camp for your major examinations, so
Okay.
we'll be advertising that very soon.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay. You also have a question, please put your hand up for me so we can hear your question. All right. Yes, Otenda.
You, hey, there's so much
We are unmuted.
For the
embarrassment.
variable.
Please, my sweetie.
Sorry, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Pretty. Oh my God.
Ma'am, for the variables, do
Just give me 1 second. Everybody else needs to mute for me, please. Okay.
ma'am,
All
for
right,
the
Otenda, go
variables,
first.
for the variables, ma'am, are we gonna be multiplying using like terms or not?
So when we multiply, like terms don't matter. The only thing that matters is like basis. Okay. So the difference between that is if I have x squared times x cubed, because these two things have the same base, I can keep my base. So I can keep my base and I can add my exponents. So 2 plus 3 will give you 2. If I have x times y, doesn't mean that I can't multiply them. I still can, because we're multiplying. So I can go x times y is xy. The difference between that is going to come in when I say x squared. If I say x squared plus x cubed, that's a bit of a tough one. Can I add x squared and x cubed?
Ma'am, no, they're not like terms.
One.
Ma'am, they are not like terms. They're not
Hmm.
exponents.
Good. They're not like terms. So if we're multiplying Otenda, doesn't matter what we have, we can multiply it together. But if we're adding and subtracting, we have to make sure that they look exactly the same before we add it. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. I love that question. Lovely question. All right. Oluechi says, my question is about 7xy squared multiplied by 2. Okay, I don't really understand how to properly do it. All right. I'm going to go over it very, very quickly, just for the sake of time, because I don't want us to get left behind. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, remember the order in which we do. Okay. We always multiply the signs and then the numbers and the variables. So if we multiply the signs, we know that 7 and 2 are both positive. So the answer is going to be positive. There's no need for us to write it positive. And then we go to the numbers. That was signs. We go to the numbers. I'm going to get 7 times 2. That will give me 14. And then we're going to go to our variable. I've got x multiplied with x. Now, I know that those two things are the same base. So I'm going to keep my base x and I'm going to add exponents. X over here is an exponent of 1. 1 plus 2 will give me x cubed. Same with y. Y squared times y. I'm going to keep my base y and I'm going to add my exponents. 1 will give me 1. You can do the same with the number on the outside, 7x squared y, xy squared with negative 4. We're going to start with the signs. Positive 7 divided and multiplied by negative 4 will give us negative. Okay. The number 7 times 4 will give us 28. Then I'm going to do the variable. I've got x times x, which will give me x squared. And I've got y squared times y, give me y. All right. So we need to take it step by step on where to. Okay, signs, then numbers, and then variables. Okay. So I think Teacher Kat does a couple of those in the question in the class before. I'm not 100% sure. I think she may have been doing like and unlike terms. But if you have any more questions, okay, just pop them in the chat for me. I'm happy. All right, okay, let's look at this. Now, many of you would have been taught FOIL. Okay, so we've got the FOIL method and the grid method. I want you guys to pop in the chat for me. How many of you guys know the FOIL method and how many of you guys know the grid method? You can just type FOIL or grid if you've already done it at school. If you haven't done it, just say, I don't know. Just like me, I don't know anything. Who doesn't know any of them, which is fine, because we're going to get to. Yeah. All right. These are as well none. I think Bridget said FOIL. I'm not 100% sure what FOIL is, but we'll get. All right. So it's going to be very easy, guys, to learn. Don't stress. Okay. It's very easy. Okay. We're going to first look at the grid method. Okay, which is something that you can do in class. You will get all the marks allocated to you, no stress. And all right. We're going to, you can do either of them, so don't stress too much whether you understand the one over the other. For those of you who know FOIL, we're going to do FOIL as well, and you're going to see how we end up at the same answer. So you're going to note that this is a binomial multiplied by binomial, so 2 numbers multiplied by 2 numbers. So we're going to get x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 5. Now, what we can do here on the grid method is we can draw 4, right? And we can take the first letter, x, or the first variable, x, and we're going to put it over here. We're going to put it over here. Then we're going to take the second term over here with its sign. Do not leave the sign behind. You see how ma'am's written plus 4. Make sure that the plus is there as well, because we also need to multiply the signs in front. Okay, so we got x and the plus 4. And then on the top of our grid, we've got an x, so we write x over here. And we've got plus 5, so we write plus 5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply them. Make sure that you don't leave out any of them. We're almost going to follow the grid as it goes. Okay, so we're going to go x times x, which will give me x squared. And then I'm going to go x times positive 5, which will give me positive 5x. Okay, then we're going to go to the bottom. We're done with the top part of the grid. Let's go to the bottom. I'm going to get x times positive 4, which will give me positive 4x. And then I'm going to have positive 4 times positive 5, which will give me. Okay. So we're going to multiply each of them, make sure that each of the bits of the grid is filled up. Okay. Now all that's left is for us to put the things that are the same together. Now I'm immediately going to notice that this 4x and that 5x go together. Okay, those are the only two that are the same, and they will always come up diagonally. Then I'm just going to write it down the way that I see it. I've got x squared. The diagonals need to be added to each other because they are like terms. They both have x. So 5x plus 5x, sorry, plus 4x will give me 9x. X squared plus 9x, and then plus 20. And Karabo, I see Karabo saying, ma'am, how did you get 20? Karabo, I got 20 over here. Okay. We took positive 4 and we multiplied it with positive 5, and it gave us positive. Okay. So that's, you can see if we follow the grid, this is where they meet. Okay. That's where they meet, and that gives us positive 20. Okay, and then Leanne says, how did you get the 9x? Leanne, I took the positive 4x and positive 5x because they are like terms. They will always be diagonal across from each, like diagonal from each other. We're going to add them or minus them. It depends on what's happening. I've got positive 4x plus 5x will give us positive 9x. Right. Okay, and then Nondimiso saying, how did we get the x squared? X, here we go, x times x will give us x squared. Okay. All right, we're going to try another example just so we don't get mixed up, right? Because I can see some of you are not understanding where we got some of these concepts. All right, let's have a look at this one over here. This one says x minus 6 and x plus 9. So if you're following along, you're quickly going to draw 4 blocks. They don't have to look like a Picasso painting. Just draw 4 blocks. Okay, and then you're going to put the x and the negative 6 down here. You're going to go to the top. You're going to write the second part over here, x and positive 9. We're going to follow the numbers in the grid. So we're going to do this. We've got x and x will meet in this corner. So x times x will give us x squared. That's the first one. And you'll note that x and positive 9 will meet in this corner. X times positive 9 will give me positive 9x. So we're done with the top. Let's go to the bottom. I'm going to get x over here and negative 6. This is where they meet. And that's going to give me negative 6x. Okay. And then I'm going to get positive 9 and negative 6. They meet over here. Now, a negative and a positive will give me a negative, and 6 times 9 will give me. Right. Okay, I hope you guys followed that with me. Right. Now, I can always tell in my diagonals, this one and that one, like that those two are going to be like terms. So now I've got negative 6 plus 9x. Negative 6x plus 9x are like terms. Tell me in the chat, guys, how much is that going to give me? Answer in the chat while I answer Leanne. Not going to be negative 50, it's not going to be 15 or 10. Remember, it's negative 6 plus 9. So what's happening is negative 6x plus 9x. That's what we've got going. Good. I'm seeing everybody tell me it's 3. Where did my x go? Where did my x go? Why am I only getting 3 as an answer? Ah, there we go on my head. Well done. That's what I was looking for. 3x. Do not forget the x. This is part of the sum. All right, Leanne. You want to put your hand up for me, Leanne, and we can go through this together. Okay. Okay. If you've already gotten to the answer, this is the answer. Right. Evia says, ma'am, what if the numbers that are not that are across from each other are not like terms? Don't add them, write them out. Just write them out. If they're not the same, don't add them together. Hi, Leanne. Hello. Oh no. Okay, Leanne, you need to check your mic settings for me, sweetie. Once you've figured those out, you can ask me to unmute you in the chat. All right. Jackie is also saying, where did we get 54? I'm going to show you, because 9 times 6 is 54. I hope Jackie knows that. Jackie, I'm watching. All right, so we're going to take the first letters, x and negative 6, and we're going to write x, negative 6. Then we're going to go up top again, we're going to go x, positive 9. We're going to start making like, it's almost like we're trailing one with the other. So wherever they meet, that's how we multiply them. If I look at this, x times x meet in this block. X and x meet in this block. So I'm going to multiply them there. X times x will give me x. Then I'm going to start tracking x, this x over here, x past x squared into this block. And then now I've got x times positive 9. That's where they meet in that block. And that's going to give us positive 9. Then I'm going to track this x all the way past x squared into this block. Then I've got x times negative 6 will give me negative 6x. And then I'm going to track positive 9 past that into this block where it's going to meet with negative 6. Positive 9 times negative 6 will give us negative 50. Right. And that's where we get those. Now I'm automatically going to see here that my diagonals, those two, are the same. So I then need to look at -6 plus 9x, -6x plus 9x would give us positive 3x. And that's where we get this middle term of pi. All right, we're going to try another one. I want everyone to try it on their own. Okay, here we go. 2x minus 1 multiplied with x minus 4. First thing we're going to do is, okay, there we go. This isn't our class. Doesn't have to look nice. All right, I'm going to take my first variable, or my first term, 2x, and I'm going to put it over here. And then at the bottom over there, I'm going to put -1. And then at the top, I'm going to put x. And at the, on the right-hand side, top right-hand side, I'm going to write -2. Okay. And then we're going to track them. Make sure that they meet in a square. They're all going to meet somewhere. So put them together. What we do. Yes, Tikona.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, my sweetie. What?
Can I try?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. All right.
Okay,
Let's
my
start at the
answer-
beginning.
Okay. So my answer is 2x squared
Good.
minus 8x
Beautiful.
minus 1x plus 4.
Plus 4. I couldn't have said it better myself. Very, very well done. All right. We still have to add the diagonals, right? -1x
Yes, ma'am.
minus 8x. Right. So if you write it out, we're going to start with 2x squared and then -1x minus 8x.
Minus 7x squared.
-7. I've got -1x.
I mean, sorry, ma'am. 7x squared.
It's not going to be 7 because we're not multiplying. We're actually minusing. Imagine if I've got a number line in front. I'm sitting on -1 and I have to move 8 to the left because that's the more negative side. If I move all times, where am I going to land?
Minus 9.
That's it.
X
Minus
squared.
9x. Not squared, just x.
Pla-
So we're counting
plus
how many
4.
x's. Good. Plus. Very well done, Miss Speedy. Excellent, excellent. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very well done. All right. I see somebody saying, ma'am, I don't understand. I need you to tell me in the chat exactly what it is you don't understand. Okay. Tell me exactly what it is that you don't understand. All right. Okay. We're going to try the FOIL method next, for those of you who might find this one a little bit easier. And it's going to go a lot quicker than having to draw squares. So I'm hoping you guys will stay with me. Yeah, I'm hoping you guys will stay with me with this one. Nosipo says, ma'am, how did you get 9x? It's not 9x, Nosipo, it's -9. And it's because we took -1x, got -8x. Okay, we add them together. Okay. Okenda says, ma'am, how did you get -9? Because negative times a negative is a positive. Okenda, are we multiplying? That's my question. Okay, are we multiplying or not? What are we doing? Are we multiplying? If we were multiplying, you're correct. If we're multiplying, you're correct. It should be a positive, but we're not multiplying, we're minusing. So it's almost if I said to you, -1 minus 8, or -1 minus 8. That's not a multiplication, that's just subtraction. So if I owe you 1 rand, then I ask you for another 8 rand, how much do I owe you now? I owe you 9 rand. That's where the -9 comes. Okay. And Paul says, how did you get positive 4? Paul, a negative times a negative will give us a positive, and 1 times 4 will give us. Okay. The signs will tell you. Okay, the signs here will tell you. The signs in front will tell Imanga said, are we supposed to leave the equation without adding or subtracting the same basis? No. Okay, you must always add the same. Anything that's a like term, we must add. All right, we're going to do FOIL very quickly. Mpo, what's up, my sweetie? See your hand is up? I'm going
Hi,
to run
ma'am.
out of time. Hello, my sweetie, what's up?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
What? I see your hand is up, so I assumed you either had a question or you wanted an answer a question.
I want to answer.
Oh, good. Excellent. Do you know how to do the FOIL method?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Let's do it together. Let's see if the rest of the class we go. So
So
I'm gonna
m
get m times m.
Mhm.
Excellent. Which
m
is
squared
m squared. We're gonna go m times positive 3 will give us
3m
plus 3m. And then we've done the top, so now we have to go to the bottom. Positive 2 times m will give us
plus 2m
plus 2m. Excellent. And then positive 2 times positive 3 is
6 plus 6.
good. Positive. Excellent. Are we done though? Are you and I
Yeah.
done?
We are not done.
Good. What do we still need to do?
Add them 3 plus 2, which gives us 5m.
Beautiful. Because these two both have m, that means that they like terms. So we
Yeah,
must
they
add
are.
them together. Good. So I'm going to get m squared. Finish the sum for me.
Plus 5m plus
5m.
6.
Ah, really just, wow. No, well done. Very nicely done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent, excellent. Just amazing stuff. All right.
Hey.
Okay. Now, we are saying, how do you get the 6? We say we get the 6 from 2 times 3. That's where we got 6. Okay.
Bruh.
That's how we got the 6. So we're going to try this again very slowly so I don't lose anybody. Okay. Now, I hear everybody hearing that we're saying it's called FOIL. So what FOIL actually stands for is first,
First, outers,
outer,
inners,
inner,
last.
and then last.
It's
Beautiful. I can still hear you, my sweetie, very loud and clear. So I'm going to need you to mute for me, please. Okay. And I need you to mute. Excellent. All right. So we're going to do this a little bit slower using the FOIL method. Follow with me, guys. Okay. We're going to take the first and the first. The first and the first, and we're going to multiply them together. First and the first, that's m times m. That's going to give me m squared. Then we're going to take the first and the outer and the outer, the last and the last, the outer and the outer. We're going to multiply them together. Now, m times positive 3 is going to give me positive 3m. And then we're going to take the 2 on the inside, the inner numbers, which is positive 2 and m, and we're going to multiply them together. Positive 2 times m will be positive 2m. And then we'll take the last numbers. 2 is the last number in this bracket, 3 is the last number in this bracket, and we multiply those two together. Times 3 will give us 6, positive 6, because it's a positive and a positive will give us a positive, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now, once we get to this point, just like we did in the table, we need to look for the things that have the same like terms. And I can see that 3m and 2m are like terms. So I'm going to add them together. So I'm going to leave my m squared alone because it doesn't have a body, doesn't have a like term. And then I'm going to go, I've got a positive 3m plus 2m. I've already got 3 m's and I add 2 more m's. That gives me 5m plus 5. 6 also comes on its own because it doesn't have a like term. All right, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. How are we feeling about the FOIL method and the grid method? Remember, you can use any of these your teacher will mark you correct, doesn't mean. Okay. Yes, for foil. All right, I'm getting a lot of thumbs up for foil. Okay, cool. Somebody said they're both amazing. I like, you're amazing, Noble. That's why. That's why you find them both amazing. Okay. Okay. And Pretender says, please, ma'am, do foil one more time. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to do another one. And this was going to help me with this one. Okay. And this was going to help me. And I'm just going to scroll over here because I don't want us to get to that example yet. We'll get to that example. All right. I see Dwayne saying, nope, I don't get it. But we're going to try this one again. All right. I'm going to give you another one. X plus 5 over here on the side. And X plus 2. All right. And this one, do you want to help us with this one? Okay. I agree with you. The grid is kind of confusing.
Hi, ma'am, again.
Hello, my sweetie. All right. Let's do foil. And so just so we can, okay.
Okay,
See
so what I
something.
did first, I said S times S is equal to S to the power of 2.
That one. I want to look up at the screen because I've written a different question on the screen. And I want to see if you know how to do it without looking at your notes. So good.
Okay, I'm just writing it down so I can do it with you.
Okay, excellent. All right. Are you with me?
Ma'am, which one is it? Is it 2x to the power 2 minus 9x plus 4?
It's this one. Look here on the screen. It says x plus 5 and x plus 2. Can you see it on my screen?
No, ma'am.
Not at all. Okay. All right. Let me maybe write it. Okay. I'm currently writing on the screen. Can you see me writing on the screen? Hold on. Give me 1 second. I am writing on the screen. Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You see what I wrote?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, excellent. All right. That way I'm going to put the new question. Okay.
Okay.
The way I'm going to put the new question. I've got x plus 5 in brackets, and in brackets I've got x plus. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am. I see x plus 5.
Okay, excellent. That's the one you and I are going to do together. All right. So we're going to do the first. Okay. Probably going to get x times x. So those two are first in their bracket. So x times x will give me
Ma'am, it becomes x to the power 2.
good x squared. And then we're going to do the outer. So x is outer and 2 is outer. So x
That
times
becomes
+2.
positive 2x.
Beautiful. Let's do the bottom. Now I've got the inner one, which is positive 5 times x will give us
Positive 5x.
wonderful 5x. And then I'm going to get positive 5 times positive 2 will give us
Positive 10.
1. So finish. What am I adding?
Then we're going to say x to the power 2 plus 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 2x is 7x.
So 5x plus 2x is 7x. Excellent.
Then plus
7x.
10 at the end.
Absolutely, my favorite. Wow.
Thank you,
Very,
ma'am.
very well done. Okay. Loving it. And this one is just a whole rock star. Very well done. Okay. And Izo saying, how do you explain, ma'am, Izo? What is 5 times 2? 5 times 2? 5 times 2? 10. And that's how we get 10 at the end. All right. So we always go the last numbers. So that L in foil stands for the last. So the last number. In this bracket, 5 is last. And in this bracket, 2 is last. So we need to multiply them together. 5 times 2. And that's where we get 10. Yes, you've been doing this entire time. I gotta ask, what were we doing? All right. We're gonna do this last one very quickly with Luli because I'm gonna have to rush off. Okay. So we're gonna do this last one very quickly. Ludi, how are you doing? Ludi Bono, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Hello, Ludi Bono. Oh no, she's not unmuting. Here, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and yourself.
I'm great, thank you, my sweetie. Do you want to do this last one with me before we go?
The S minus 4, 1.
Yes, that one.
S times S is S squared.
Beautiful.
S times positive 3t is
Negative.
positive 3st.
Beautiful, positive 3st. What's the top, let's do the bottom. Then I've got negative 4t times s, which is
And then wait, t 40 times s is negative 4st.
Negative 4st. And the last one, very
Then
quickly, negative 4 times.
Negative 40 times 3t is negative 12t squared.
Beautiful. Very, very well done. We're not done, my sweetie. Add like terms for me. I've got 3st minus 4st. What's that going to give us?
It'll be s squared minus, it's again minus 12st.
3 minus 4. How much is 3 minus 4?
It'll be 1. st.
Not 1. 3 minus 4. Start at 3 and minus 4. 2, 1, 2, 3. What's going to happen? It's going to be?
Negative 1 st.
Yes, that's it. Negative 1 st. Beautiful. And then?
Minus 12 t. But ma'am, isn't like in st is 1. My teacher told me that sometimes you don't have to put the 1.
Yes, you don't have to put the 1. I just don't want you to forget that it's not supposed to be positive. So if you leave the 1 out, you will still get it correct. But if you put the 1 in, you will still get that. Okay, very well done, my sweetie.